Chosen one. Before you do anything else today, stop, take a deep breath, and listen carefully. Because there is a season in life that almost everyone struggles to understand. It's the season where you have prayed, you have worked, you have waited, you have tried to stay faithful, and yet nothing seems to be changing. You look at your life and think, God, I've been waiting for so long. How much longer? When will something finally happen? When will this chapter end? Maybe you've been asking for a financial breakthrough. Maybe you've been waiting for a new opportunity. Maybe you've been praying for healing in a relationship. Maybe you've been asking for direction. Maybe you've been waiting for your life to finally move forward. And the hardest part isn't always the problem itself. Sometimes, the hardest part is the silence. Because when you're struggling, you want an answer, you want a sign. You want something that tells you, keep going, you're not wasting your time. Chosen one. If that's where you are right now, hear this. Silence does not always mean absence. Sometimes, God is working in places you cannot see. You may not see the pieces moving. You may not understand why certain things are happening. You may not know why one opportunity disappeared or why another hasn't appeared yet. But that doesn't mean nothing is happening. There are things being prepared behind the scenes of your life that you may only understand later. God says, do not confuse my silence with my absence. Chosen one. Think about a seed. When you plant a seed into the ground, for a while, it looks like nothing is happening. You look at the soil, nothing. You check again, still nothing. Days pass, still nothing. But underneath the surface, something is happening. Roots are forming, the seed is changing, life is developing, and eventually, something breaks through the surface. The mistake would be to dig up the seed every few days just because you couldn't see progress. And sometimes, we do the same thing with our lives. We start something, then become impatient. We pray, then become discouraged. We make progress, then doubt ourselves because the results aren't immediate. We keep checking. Is it happening yet? Is it happening yet? Is it happening yet? Chosen one. Some things need time. Some blessings need preparation. Some opportunities require you to become the person who can handle them. And perhaps that's what is happening in your life right now. You are not being forgotten. You are being prepared. Chosen one. Maybe you have been asking, why did that opportunity disappear? You were excited. You thought it was finally your moment. You imagined how different your life would become. And then, it didn't happen. Maybe you were rejected. Maybe someone else was chosen. Maybe the deal failed. Maybe the job went to someone else. Maybe the person you trusted changed their mind. And suddenly, you were back where you started. Or at least, that's how it felt. But what if you didn't actually go back? What if you simply got redirected? Because sometimes, a closed door feels like failure until you discover where the next road leads. Chosen one. You don't know what one rejection may have protected you from. You don't know what one closed door may have prevented. You don't know what would have happened if that opportunity had worked out. You only know what you wanted. God sees what you couldn't see. That's why you have to be careful about telling yourself, everything that doesn't happen is a loss. It isn't. Some things are losses. Some things are lessons. Some things are protection. Some things are redirection. And some things are simply not meant for you. God says, I can use a closed door to lead you toward the right one. Chosen one. Maybe you're currently disappointed with yourself. Maybe you made a decision that didn't work. Maybe you trusted someone you shouldn't have trusted. Maybe you wasted time. Maybe you ignored warning signs. Maybe you knew better, but still made the wrong choice. And now, you're carrying regret. You keep thinking, if only I had done something differently. If only I had listened. If only I had started earlier. If only I had walked away sooner. Chosen one. Learn from the past, but don't live there. You cannot build a new future while constantly punishing yourself for an old decision.
Take the lesson. Accept responsibility where you need to. Change the pattern, and then Move. Because regret becomes dangerous when it stops teaching you and starts controlling you. God says your mistake can become a lesson without becoming your identity. Chosen one. You are allowed to begin again. Read that again in your heart. You are allowed to begin again. You don't need permission from the people who remember your past. You don't need everyone to understand. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You don't even need to have everything figured out. You simply need to be willing to take another step. Maybe today. That step is small. Maybe it's making one phone call, sending one application, learning one skill, finishing one task, saving a little money, having one honest conversation, walking away from one unhealthy habit, spending time in prayer, whatever it is. Take the next step. Chosen one. Don't underestimate small steps. A mountain isn't climbed in one movement. It's climbed step by step. A successful business isn't created in one day. It's built through hundreds of decisions. A strong relationship isn't created by one conversation. It's developed over time. A transformed life doesn't usually happen overnight. It happens through repeated choices, and sometimes your breakthrough is hiding inside the next small decision you're avoiding. Chosen one. Maybe you've been waiting for motivation, but don't depend on motivation. Build discipline. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline keeps moving when you don't feel like moving. There will be mornings when you don't feel inspired. There will be days when your confidence disappears. There will be moments when you question everything. That's normal. You don't have to feel powerful every day. You simply have to keep making wise choices. God says, you don't need to feel strong to keep moving forward. Chosen one. Look at David. Before he was recognized as a king, he was taking care of sheep. There was no crowd, no applause, no throne, no celebration, just responsibility. But that hidden season mattered, because while nobody was watching, he was becoming ready. And sometimes, your private season is preparing you for a public opportunity. That's why you shouldn't despise small beginnings. The work you're doing when nobody notices still matters. The prayers nobody hears still matter. The effort nobody applauds still matters. The discipline nobody sees still matters. Chosen one. One day, something may change, and people may look at you and say, you're lucky. They'll see the result. They won't see the preparation. They won't see the nights you doubted yourself. They won't see the days you wanted to quit. They won't see how many times you started again. They won't see the prayers. They won't see the sacrifices. But you will, and you'll understand why the waiting mattered. Chosen one. Maybe God is preparing you for something that requires a stronger version of you. Because imagine receiving what you've been praying for. Before you're ready, the money arrives, but you don't know how to manage it. The opportunity arrives, but you don't have the skills. The relationship arrives, but you haven't healed from your past. The influence arrives, but your character isn't ready for it. The responsibility arrives, but your discipline isn't strong enough. Sometimes, the blessing isn't delayed because God doesn't want you to have it. It's delayed because you're still becoming capable of carrying it. God says, I am preparing the container before I pour into it. Chosen one. That means your current season matters. Don't waste it. If you're waiting, prepare. If you're learning, practice. If you're healing, be patient with yourself. If you're building, stay consistent. If you're starting over, don't be ashamed. If you're alone, use the quiet. Because one day, you may wish you had used this season differently. Chosen one, there is also something you need to stop doing. Stop comparing your timeline with everyone else's. Someone else got married, someone else bought a house, someone else started a successful business, someone else got the job, someone else became wealthy, someone else traveled the world, someone else seems to have everything figured out. And you look at yourself and think, what's wrong with me? Nothing. Their timeline isn't your timeline. Their chapter isn't your chapter. Their journey isn't your journey. You don't know what they had to go through. And they don't know what you're carrying. So stop measuring your progress using someone else's life. God says, your path does not have to look like theirs to be meaningful.